Hello. I don't even know if it's morning anymore. Like, what time is it? Okay, it's not morning anymore. Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday Wins. How exciting for today's Wednesday Wins. So I had a story for you. Uh, when I was growing up, I remember when my birthday would roll around, that meant that we had 2 more weeks left before we had to go to school. Because on the East Coast, the time to go back to school was right after Labor Day, right? It was that Wednesday after Labor Day. That's when we went back to school. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I want to get in all the fun that I can possibly get in before school starts. But I also remember how stressful it was. You know, like when you have an event that's coming up or someone is leaving and you know how stressful that can be. That's what my birthday was growing up. Like I loved being able to have fun and go out with my friends and experience things. But I remember being so stressed out because I'm like, well, after my birthday's over, then I gotta go back to school. Hey, Delasper, how you doing, girl? Just sitting here talking about my Wednesday wins. So today, August 4th, is actually my anniversary. And as many of you know, the past 2 years, really, almost three, have been very stressful. Stressful where I didn't realize how much stress I was under. Stressful. And I came out here today because number one, I love the sun. Like the sun for me is therapy. And I enjoy the breeze, and I hope that the breeze is not too loud where you can't hear me. But if you can hear me, just say, hey, I can hear you, because I want to make sure you can hear me. But I come out here because I love to see the birds. Some of these doggone birds are like the size of my dog. I don't know what they're eating. I don't know where they're coming from, but some of them about the size of my dog. But anywho, I come out here because it is just relaxing. Like here, I'll just show you. Like, look, it's kind of like an oasis out here. You see that? So this is why I come out here, because it is stress relieving. But my Wednesday win, we've been talking about stress in Clubhouse. The Clubhouse room last night was amazing. And we did some stress relieving tactics. And everyone who was in the room was like, oh my goodness, you can hear me. Oh, good, Delasper, great. I can't believe that something so simple can alleviate stress. Like when I came in here, I was stressed. Now, if you coming in a room about stress and you stressed, it's like, whoo, who's up? But they came in there and they were like, I was stressed, but we did this simple exercise, and it helped me to reduce the amount of stress that I came in here with. I'm so glad that I came to this Clubhouse room. And I was like, you know what? I'm so glad that you came to the Clubhouse room too. I really am, because these are the simple exercises I do with my clients all the time. All the time. So when we were talking about things that you can do to kind of just take away some of that stress, I went on a vacation. And a lot of people said, oh, you shouldn't go on vacation because of COVID and because of all these things. And I definitely took that into account. I keep forgetting that most of my friends are on Eastern time. Oh, boo-boo. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? We're actually having another one next Tuesday. And we're going to be talking about the 25 facts that you didn't know about stress that you need to know. Okay? So don't even worry about that. I'll send you a reminder next week, okay? I got you. But who was I talking about? I don't even remember anymore. Anywho, back to the part that, oh, yes. So I was saying that I went on vacation. So I went on vacation because it was a business vacation. And I knew that I wasn't going too many places. Like I was going to be right there, when you're in the airport, you got to have your mask on and all of these things. And yeah, yeah. COVID is definitely a stressor. But I went on this vacation because it was a business vacation, and I knew that I was pretty much going to be right there at the villa with the ladies. You know, we all had our COVID tests, and I'm just going to tell you this. I went there for a business vacation, okay? And this is more than just a Wednesday win as far as stress is concerned, but it's a mindset thing as well. So I went there with one idea in mind of what I wanted to get or what I needed to get from this vacation, right? From this business vacay. As my son says, that is an oxymoron. You do not do business on vacation, right? I said, well, I do because I love my job. So I do. But anyway, I went there because there was a certain thing that I needed to get. But God, I always say, but God, He knows what we need, why we need it, how we need it, and when we need it. So people were telling me, hey, you know, you shouldn't go because of COVID. And I said, you know what? COVID is stressful, you know, but what I've been through in the past 2 years, that can take a toll on someone. And when I went, and as I was there, I was in Aruba, I felt the waves on my feet. I heard the wind by the shore. The view from my room was amazing. And I realized that when I'm home, I am surrounded by moving parts, whether the moving parts be my children, my dogs, you know, just what have you. That was a place where I could just go and be by myself, to hear the silence if that's all I wanted to hear. And that was amazing. I had someone take my picture, and you know, she wasn't a professional photographer or anything, so there was no filter making me look all cute or whatever. But I was standing on this rock and she took my picture. And when I looked at the picture, I was astonished, because normally, like when I look, you know, I'm just like everybody else. When I look at pictures of myself, I can be very critical of the picture. Well, when I saw myself in this picture, I saw the stress gone. I saw the person I was before the trauma hit. Oh, thank you. Oh, God filtered you. Well, thank you. Sometimes He needs to filter my mouth too, girl. But anyway, thank you. But yeah, so I saw all of the trauma just flow away from me. And I said, Lord, this is how I want to feel all the time. This is how I want my clients to feel all the time. Because when we stress less, I mean, there's going to be stresses in our life, always, right? There's good stress, there's bad stress. But if we can take the bad stress, the toxic stress, if we can take that and transform it into either something else that's good, or we can just take it away completely, oh baby, the things that we can do. When I came back home and I told my kids, I said, you know, there might be another opportunity for me to go back to Aruba. You know, how does that sit with you? And they said, well, if you come back like this, oh, you can go. It's like, okay, well, you know what? I just may, because everybody needs to feel like this. Everybody needs to feel like life's going to be okay. Like, no matter what stressful event hits you, God's got you. And you don't have to worry. You don't have to fret over details. You can just go about living your life, holding your head up high, knowing that He's got you. So I did want to share that today. And I also wanted to say, you know, I remember, as this is my anniversary date, you know, my husband and I, we were together for quite some time. And last year on this date, I was sad. This year on this date, I feel like it's a Wednesday win. But I feel like it's a Wednesday win because, number one, of course, he's not in pain anymore. And please, where he is, he's like, baby, I love you, but I ain't trying to come back. And I can't blame him. I can't blame him. So it's a Wednesday win for him, and it's a Wednesday win for us. But I challenge all of you who are married. This is my challenge to you, okay? This is a Wednesday win, so you're going to make this a win. But I challenge all of you today. When you see your spouse, I want you to say something amazing to them. Something beautiful, something that will help alleviate the stress that they feel. I want you to say something powerful and empowering to them, because you have no idea what that does to a person's psyche. No idea. Just the simple act of saying something kind, loving, empowering, encouraging can be the difference of them lashing out, could be the difference of how they treat you and everyone else around you. And when you find that it works, or if the two of you are so used to negative talk back and forth and they look at you like, what you want? You just keep doing it day after day after day. I share this with you because I know it works. I wrote a book, Wife to Be, a survivor's guide for the new and not so newlywed. And in this book, I talk about how my husband and I dealt with being on the brink of divorce, and I kid, but it's true because it's in there. I kid about how we went to counseling and somehow a pimp got involved, and it's, funny now, wasn't funny then, funny now. But I remember having to shift my mindset, having to shift the words that I speak, because many moons ago, and I mean, y'all think that, y'all have a variety of thoughts about me, I'm sure, but the ones that I hear are thoughts that, I'm a strong individual. When I speak words that are powerful, things of that nature. And I thank you for that. But I didn't always use my words for good. And I used my words a lot to tear my husband down. I did. And because I would use my words to tear him down, guess what would happen in return? Duh. He would use his words to tear me down. And that is no way to build a union, especially when children are involved. So I had to change my mindset. And I read this book by Stormy Omartian called The Power of the Praying Wife. If you've never read that book, you should read that book. I don't care what condition your marriage is in. You should read that book. Okay? But in that book, it talked about how to shift my mindset. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start saying words to this man that I would want to hear myself, or even more than that, that I know he would want to hear. And when I started doing that for him, the whole essence of our marriage shifted. It really did. And I can honestly say that we had one of the best marriages from that point. Not always, okay? Because, sometimes you got to go through a little fire. As I say in my book, I have this chapter in my book called Pressure Cooker. And it talks about when you put food in an Instant Pot, right? You put all these different ingredients, you put some raw chicken in there. You might put some rosemary, some garlic or whatever, right? You're putting all these ingredients in there, bone broth, what have you. And it doesn't look pretty when you're putting all that stuff in there. It doesn't even smell pretty when you're putting all that stuff in there, right? But when you put the lid on it, and then there is pressure that is applied to all of those ingredients, when that beep, beep, beep hits, and you smell that as you take that top off, and sometimes you don't even have to take the top off. You can just smell it through the top. That is what a real marriage is like. I remember when we got married. Man, I didn't mean for this live to be this long, but ooh, I'm on a roll now. So I remember when we got married. We were going to get married in my boss's mansion, and of course, military always messes up stuff. So they messed up his leave. Oh, y'all, I live by an airport, so we might hear, some airplanes. I live by a train. We might hear a train go by. Hopefully we won't hear them both at the same time. Anyway, I remember wanting to get married because I wanted to be married. No, let me rephrase that. I wanted to get married because I wanted the wedding. And I remember thinking, because we didn't have, we weren't in the Lord at that time, and we never had got any counseling. But I remember thinking, if this marriage lasts 5 years, we'll be good. Not if this marriage lasts 5 years, we'll have a nice big wedding, okay? But if this marriage lasts 5 years, we'll be good. Like I said, we were supposed to get married at my boss's mansion. The military messed that up, and we wound up getting married at the Justice of the Peace. I wasn't even going to give this marriage 5 years. I didn't tell my husband that, but that's what the case was. And then I remember thinking, when we were going through our trials, because we went through our trials quick, and that also goes to show you the type of mindset you have will determine what you attract to you and around you. So I remember thinking that, in the first 2 years of our marriage were a hot mess. They were a hot mess. And we were taking advice from people who, number one, either were not married or they had horrible marriages. Okay, y'all, don't take advice from people like that. Okay, that's like taking financial advice from people with a 500 credit score and they broke. Okay, don't do it. All right. So I remember doing that, and I thought, my God, there's got to be a better life than this. There's got to be a better life than this. I talk about the rest of the story and how we turned it around in the book. But today, August 4th, and every August 4th that we had, we made sure that we gave homage to each other. We did, because so many people want to get married for the wedding day. I've been to a couple of weddings, in the past couple of months, and people want to get married for the wedding day, and they prepare so much. They get their hair done, they get their nails done, and they pick out, the dress. They starve themselves so they can fit into this dress that they're probably never going to wear again. But they never do all of that prep work for the days after the wedding day, for the marriage. Okay, because there's a difference between a wedding and a marriage. You're getting married on your wedding day, but then there's the marriage. So I say to you, if you are getting married, prep even more so for the days to come, because hopefully there'll be many more. If you are married, remember my charge to you. My charge is, say something beautiful, loving, kind, empowering, and encouraging to your spouse. If they don't respond in a way you think they should respond, if they don't respond positively, keep doing it. Keep doing it. There's a lesson in the madness, okay? Keep doing it. All right, so I share with you my Wednesday wins. I would love it, love it, love it. You said, what's the name of the book again? Oh, the name of the book is Wife to Be, A Survivor's Guide for the New and Not So Newlywed. You can purchase it on Amazon, or you can purchase it from my SakinaBunch.com SakinaBunch.shop Shopify website. And I'll autograph it for you when I send it out to you. So those are your choices, okay? Personally, I'm in a war with Amazon. I'm really not feeling them right now. That's right, Amazon. I said I'm not feeling them right now. So I would rather you purchase it from me, so this way I can autograph it and send it with loving notes to you. But if you need to purchase it from Amazon, I get it. And, okay. Anywho, Thank y'all so much for listening. If you're watching this, on the replay, push hashtag replay. And I would love to hear the testimonies of when you do this challenge, okay? Because I'm holding y'all to it. Do this challenge. Love y'all so much. I would love to hear your Wednesday win. So post that in the comment section as well. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.